Alrighty, welcome to another episode of Academy News. Hopefully this isn't cutting out too much. So anyway, welcome everyone. We're in the office. Many of you might recognize that backdrop, but hey, why not just sit on the couch for a little bit, right? So let's get into it today. We're going to cover a lesson, some really fun updates, a way for you to make this community free or even get paid to be here, and full transparency about the Disruptor School business, because I want you to know how we are doing. Because to be fair, you shouldn't trust people that can't do what you're trying to do. So all that being said, let's get into it, everyone. All right. Now, the first thing that I want to do is get into the lesson. These are 3 simple cheat codes to be more successful. The first thing I want you to do is to stop guessing. If your brand looks profitable on road but is quietly shrinking, I want you to understand why. Almost all of the sales that you're getting might very well be coming from people who would have bought anyway. So my recommendation is always to install proper tracking, third-party tools, and separate new customers from repeat customers, because that can change everything. Growth isn't selling to the same people again and again. Growth is acquiring new cash flow into the business. I can't tell you how many times I see this mistake, and no, the new audience breakdown will not tell you how this is working. Second, I want you to change the scorecard to profit. I want you to add GPT to your columns, AOV minus CPA. This is essential. I cannot stress enough how important this really is. When you start measuring profit in dollars, not attributed margin, that single change can turn your account from a vanity-driven, results-based, just performance marketer mess to a cash flow farming empire. Remember that your job is not to find ads that look good, but to create a portfolio that allows you to scale what creates profit volume. Hunters chase ROAS. Operators farm cash flow. And the third cheat code is optimize for customer journeys. Map out your customer journeys. Understand what they bought first and what they bought next and how long that takes and the total value. So many folks I know have agencies that push anything that sells easily with a decent profit. So many of you have struggled because that's all that you're doing. You say, well, I want to test 5 different products. Don't. Once you focus on the products that create fast second purchases and higher 90-day values, whatever it is that you're measuring, you can safely afford higher customer acquisition costs and scale without fear. Now, I've built disruptor tools. Today's not all about that, but if you want to know more about disruptor tools, check out the stuff that we have inside of the premium program, and even the last ad account roast. We do get into that, and I've made that to help make success for you easier, so that you can understand what's going on instead of having to do tons and tons of Excel work. And really what I hope you get out of this is fewer ads launched to dramatically increase your spend, to repeat purchase, to improve the rate of repeat purchase, to increase your AOV and get your account managed in like under 90 minutes a week, because that's what acquiring cash flow actually looks like. Now, the other thing that I want to mention here is that, again, the lead gen course is live in the program. So let's share the screen here real quick. I just want everybody to be able to see this if you haven't seen it already. This is lead generation for operators. Okay, let's get into the classroom. 42 other people. We got. I swear we just got this thing down to 0 like this morning. All right, so lead generation for operators. Okay, I want you to stop buying leads and start buying outcomes. This will help you set the expectations. It'll tell you where to get leads. We're addressing on-platform leads, on-site leads, as well as email capture. We're going to talk about the 3 metrics you need to know: value, volume, and cost. We get into lead generation as a business, how to understand conversion, monetization, and in my opinion, the greatest cheat code so many of you don't use, which is the self-liquidating offer, especially if you only have 1 transaction point. You can use a self-liquidating offer to make customer acquisition cost net negative, so that when people actually finally do buy what you're selling them, that's the second or even third touch point in the customer journey. Now, We also need to understand how to program the algorithm to scale. So there's a case study in here from what I've done with the Hormozi $100 million leads book. And in addition to that, we've got actual coding structure in here and understanding digital qualification, mapping complex lead flows so you can understand how to get it from your go high level or from your call center. This is what the hybrid one is, to the digital world, like what it takes to get your Cometly or your Kartra or your Kajabi or whatever it is that you have into the machine so you can truly begin to measure all of the things and teach the machine how to go after what you want. Now, it's great to give you all that information, but I wanted this to be more valuable for you. So, for a lot of brands, you're not leveraging newsletters. So, we added a newsletter 101 in here for my buddy Max, who I think has the best newsletter business that I've ever seen. He regularly does 5 or 6 figure months with a newsletter business, specifically setting them up for other people and just selling advertising in his own newsletter. He gives you everything you need to know to be able to do that. And an hour-long lecture, Q&A. We also have a quiz and his entire deck and all of his materials. Also, for those of you trying to monetize leads and take advantage of stuff through email, we have this from Phil. And more on Phil in a little bit. Phil is one of the best email marketers I know. Phil has this fun little hustle where he starts an email agency, gets a shit ton of clients, sells the agency, waits for the non-compete to finish, and then does it all over again. He's kind of just beaten the system, which is amazing. And so he talks about how to get lead capture to go, how to understand what strategies to use, what the email should look like. I mean, we've got full on decks in here of him breaking down everything that you need. I'm not even going to begin to scratch the surface here. Plus, we have 5 hours, I think, between all of these to get into your lead qualifier calculator, which is a whole new spreadsheet for you to understand. Plus, custom conversion event mastery, so you can understand how to track everything with custom conversion events with real world execution. And again, this is nearly an hour-long lesson. At 58 minutes and 30 seconds is the wrap-up. So yeah, it's an hour and 1 minute long. And we get into volume and margins tables, so you can really understand the value of everything that you're doing. To be fair, this is the single most powerful and best course we have, I think, in the program. And yes, we do have literally building the lead campaign here for you with the case study I mentioned before around the Hormozi $100 million leads. Now, 2 other things. First, we do not have any new masterclasses this week. You know, I like to bring you some new stuff every week. But instead of that, we are adding a Google Ads coach. Starting this week, in addition to all the other calls you get, we now have one of Nadim's partners who runs the Google agency side of what they do, coming in to basically be Nadim for Google. And I am stoked on that. Also, next week, Phil is going to join us for live email Q&A. So anybody trying to understand Google and email, like, we are bringing this all to you. And if you guys show the love, if you guys continue to lean in, you can also ask them for direct help, but they will come back over and over again. Now, I also really want to stress something that we haven't been doing enough here. And this is the affiliate program that we have. So just to get into it very quickly, I want you to remember that inside of this community, if you want to come in and share this with other people, because so many of you have been inviting folks, I think for you, you'll see it somewhere else. I don't see it because I'm in the, I'm looking at this as though I'm an admin and I don't remember how to get out of that view. So forgive me. I'm just going to have to cope. You will find in your setup, we have set up the affiliates at 20%. If we get more and more of them and you all are more and more interested, we'll begin to raise this. Now it says 40% is most effective, but there's also overhead that we have here. So here's what I want you to do. Here's what I want you to understand. You have an invite link to this community. If you choose that invite link to send to your friends, anyone who joins the premium or the VIP tier will earn 20% reoccurring for life for every one of them you bring. What that means is if you get 5 referrals, this community is effectively free. And I'll do special bonuses for everybody that is the leading affiliate for the month of February. Perhaps we'll do discounted premiums. Perhaps we'll do some one-on-ones. The point is, we're going to really unleash this. And in fact, I think what I'm going to do is put up a poll below to ask you what you think the number one affiliate for this community this month should get as a reward. What would motivate you? All right, now, full transparency. Let's get into it. Let's get rid of this real quick. Boom. Okay. Full transparency. Let's just pull out my phone and see if this can work. It might be backwards, in which case I apologize. On Shopify, yeah, it's backwards. Okay, well, that sucks. Anyway, on Shopify in the month of January, Disruptor School did $52,000. In school, we did nearly $37,000. And on Stripe, we did 42 grand net. The point is this. For those playing along in the home game, that's nearly $130,000 that we did in January. That's what we're doing here. That's this business. And the reason I'm telling you that is because that wouldn't happen without this community. And I want you to see the numbers because you're part of why all of this works. And I'll believe it with this. I don't think you should trust people that haven't been to where you want to go. I don't think you should trust your ads to somebody who can't scale your business without them. And my number one goal is to continue to hear from you what you want. And then we're just going to keep bringing it to you. So with that being said, I hope you all really enjoy this. Thank you all so much for being here. This was the best month we've ever had. And I think it's going to be the new norm. So with that all being said, we've got some more updates around the MBA coming soon. We're going to launch another cohort perhaps in a few months. And there might even be an option to join without being in the cohort. And for those of you that are committed to being in the cohort, we're accepting people to sign up right away. You can reserve your spot. And because the cohort's going to be a few months away, you can even set up payment plans to extend all the way through. So you might even be able to break it out into 4, 5, or even 6 payments. So all of you that are interested in that, comment down below if you're like, all right, I'm ready. I want to be in the next one. It's going to be late spring. And we're going to cap it at 12 people. So with that being said, once again, everyone take care. I hope you're doing well. Thank you all so much. And don't forget to enjoy yourself. February is a short month, so we got to get a little bit more life into maybe 2 or 3 less days. And yeah, I hope you're happy. I hope you're healthy. And I hope you're well.